I be doing right now?
I know, right? Like, what's just going on?
I could talk to you for hours, honestly.
Word. So what have you been doing to like get time to pass? Like, what have you been up to?
That's the thing. It's like I've not really paid attention to time passing. I've just kind of been like waking up really late. Don't judge me. But today I woke up at like 3.
At 3? Like
3 p.m., sir. Okay. 3 p.m.
That's pretty late. I woke up like around 12 almost.
That's like productive for quarantine. That's really productive for quarantine. Sure. 12 is... But I've been having these weird dreams, and sometimes I don't want them to stop, so I'll just... In order to continue the dream, I have to go back to sleep. So I'll wake up at 1 p.m. I'm like, it's 1 p.m. But like the dream was better than real life. So I was like, okay, let me go back to sleep.
Yeah, right now the best thing to do is the dream. What was like outside? You just hanging out with friends or something in your dream?
Well, okay. Some of my dreams are really, really trippy. Like I write them down because sometimes I have like these chronicles, right? So the dream will continue in the next night. Mm-hmm. So like, I sometimes have to write them down because they're sick. Like the other dream that I did a movie with Benicio del Toro, and I don't know if you know who that is, right?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
He's a king. I love him. Puerto Rican
king. Absolutely.
He was in the dream. They're all like action movies. Like I saved this guy from dying in this one dream because I like snuck into the theater in a dress that I stole from a woman, and then they found out it was me who saved the guy from dying, and they all planned. The FBI was behind this man being killed in the theater in public. I was running away from them, and I found solace in Benicio del Toro's house. And his house was like a triangle. Everything in it was triangles. I was like, bro, is this Illuminati? I don't know what's going on.
Yo, that's... Your dream's kind of lit. That's what's up. That was dope.
He saved me. He had a chopper. That. He was like, I'm ready. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't want to wake up from that. I'd be a little scared, though. But, I mean...
You know, I like action movies. I think I was excited mostly to be a part of it.
Do you like what's your favorite type of movie to work on? What movie do you like most? Is it action movies?
Oh, action by far. Like I love doing my own stunts. Like this last movie I did with Jason Momoa, I did most of my own stunts, and it was crazy. Like I had never felt more scared for my life, but being the daughter of my dad, who's an adrenaline junkie, I lived for it. Like I miss it so much every day. Like I'll be texting the stunt guys like, hey, what's up? When are you back in LA? And now they're back in LA because they had to stop production. But like, I've always wanted to go back to their studio where they train. These guys that did Atomic Blonde, they did like all the John Wick movies. Like the stuff that they do is crazy. Like they just parkour and like train and do jujitsu. It's a combination of all kinds of things, but it just makes me feel so accomplished when I watch it in the end product of me fighting somebody. And that's why, like, lately I've really been into training and stuff. Like, I've been making my own little mini gym here at home, and I have just been, like, specifically gaining muscle. Like, that's my goal here.
Word. That's what I've been doing, too. I've been working on my muscles. They were just filming The Matrix 4 in downtown San Francisco before the whole shelter-in-place happened. So there was videos... And I've never been near a movie set or anything like that, and I didn't get a chance to see it. But the fact that I saw, like, helicopters flying, like, hella low throughout the city and cars blowing up and stuff like that, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, it's so cool to see in real life. It's literally magic. I love it. I love movies, and I love music for that reason because, well, like music videos, I guess, because you get to tell a story, right? And then, you know, it's just sick. It's sick. And I started in musical theater where, like, it's all about tricking people with the, like, especially in shows where you're flying and stuff or doing like stage acting and fighting. It's all about perspective. And I feel like it's magic tricks pretty much is what it is.
Word. I've always wanted to fly. Like I think that would be a cool thing, but I don't know if they got the wire to hold me. But
it's painful in the crotch area.
I'm sure.
In the harness, you know the harnesses that they put on? It's right. Like all the pressure when you go up in the air to fly, it's super cool. But like after a while you start going numb down there. You're like, I'm concerned.
Yeah, I feel a little spooked too. Has there ever been like a stunt that you were getting ready to do that took you a little while to actually like shoot the scene and like was like, yo, I'm just a little too scared for this, or you've just been like fully just down for everything?
I don't know. I can't really spoil it because the only really scary moments I've had doing stunts happened in this last movie I did because they were so like consistent and it was all chronological. So it wasn't like little bits here and there. So we had to film it all in one day usually, or all in 2 days. Mm-hmm. And I was going. I'm not, like, I'm an actor, so I don't get paid to be athletic. So I train as much as I can, but not more than the average person. So this was a lot. And at one point I had gotten, I mean, accidents happen, right? And so I was just like, yo, I don't know if I'm scared. Like, I kind of can't ruin the moneymaker. Like, this is all I've got to work with. This is the moneymaker right here. If anything happens here, I'm screwed. I have to go back to college. I did it for a while, but I was like, yeah, I don't know. I got to be working.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that. We've been playing your single Poppy. Did you have a chance? I mean, I'm sure you've been in the studio working on music before everything happened.
So yeah, I was literally about to go back to the studio. Luckily, I have my own little like home studio here that I've made with my brother at home, and he's a producer. He does a lot of tracks, and he's actually really successful. But he's only like 16, which is crazy. But he's always in the studio, and I have him send me stuff. But yeah, I was in the studios making stuff. I had planned, because a lot of people are like, "Where's your new music?" Because it was supposed to come out at the top of this year, and the problem is, with all of this happening, I have the songs ready, like the final mixes and stuff, and like I actually force myself to just sit and think of music video concept, because I don't like other people coming up with the concepts for me. I'm really stubborn in that sense, but I enjoy it a lot, and I have the music video concept, so it's just like, it's hard to get the ball rolling with these songs when my label, Who Wants What's Best for Me, wants me to go out and promote it. But I'm just like antsy, like, let me just do it now. Let me just release a song, I'll promote it online. Mm-hmm. So it's all like back and forth like that. But yeah, we'll have more music coming out. I have a lot of songs that I have to release. But I did, when I was traveling a little bit at the beginning of the year, I was performing some songs around the U.S. Oh my God, I can't wait to go to South America and just do a tour there, because that would be so dope. But I was singing songs that were unreleased. And those were what I was going to, like some of those, like a few of those were what I was going to release. So I'm like, a lot of people have it, and a lot of my fans have made videos and songs with it already, like edits or whatever. And I'm like, I'm so sorry that I can't release it. But at least I have like a little something to see what I'm going to be doing next, you know?
Right. And something to look forward to as soon as this whole entire shelter in place is wrapped up and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I struggled with like wanting the thing I've struggled with most in this quarantine is like thinking that I would be doing music all the time, and I'm not. Like, it's a weird feeling when you're like, oh, you're working all the time. You say, if I have downtime, I will be making music so much more than I am. And then suddenly you have downtime. You're like, why am I not making music? It's the weird feeling. For sure. I mean, I'll be doing it, you know, you're working your craft, but then like you can't, it's weird. I've always had an insecurity about that. Like, just being able to sit down and finish a song. It's a weird feeling. So that's kind of what I struggle with. But I realize, you know, you don't have to have a revelation. You don't have to come up with the next scientific theory. You don't have to do any of that in this time. You can just relax and be human. You got to be a human being human is what it is. For sure.
Absolutely. I got a couple of questions that your fans submitted on our IG post. Thank you for sharing that, by the way. They went crazy.
Yes.
Christina Mendoza wanted to say, what do you recommend to do during quarantine?
Okay. Hey, Christina. What's up? Thank you for the question. That's a really good question. Can you tell me? Because I don't know. I've been teaching my dog new tricks. He's right here right now. He's passed out. He really likes my armpit. Like, he just finds it really comfortable, like right here. And I've been teaching him new tricks about pretty much within the past week, but I've just kind of been eating. I've learned how to bake. And if you saw the episode of Nailed It that I was on, where I was trying to, you know, it's about baking, it's a baking show, you'll see I was terrible. So I've gotten better. So you won't get poisoned if you try some of my food this time. And yeah, that's it.
Okay. My little Bella asked, how do you handle pressure before performances?
That's also a good. You guys are asking me questions that I don't even know. The thing is, I like the pressure. I use it. I use it to my benefit, because I feel like without it, it wouldn't be as exciting and it wouldn't be as fun to overcome. For sure. So I use it and I share it with the people that are with me, and it feels more like adrenaline once you're already on the stage. But
and you said your dad's an adrenaline junkie, so you're into that too.
I am. I'm into scaring myself.
It's all good. Talented Bella, I guess 2 Bellas back to back, said, what is your skincare routine?
Oh gosh, it changes with the season because I get hi all the Bellas, by the way.
Shout out to all the Bellas.
They're probably fan pages because I don't think all their names are
Bella. True, makes sense.
No, I know My Talented Bella. I love their posts. But I think wait, what was the question? What was the question?
You said something about it changes with the seasons.
Oh yeah, my face.
Yeah.
Honestly, and it depends on the time of the month, because if I'm on my period, my skin is acting up and I've got the hormones. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly. I got it.
If you have a girlfriend, sister, mom, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And honestly, I use thanks to my genetics, my parents have good skin, but I like to use natural products. So not a lot of chemicals, not a lot of there's a brand called Weleda, I think. Weleda, and they have this like thing called Skin Food. That's my favorite product. It smells good and it feels good and it feels like it's working. So that's, if there's anything you should buy, it's Weleda. And they don't sponsor me, so.
Okay, there you go. No sponsor, no, for sure. Samantha in Redwood City wants to know, who is your favorite person you've worked with so far? And that kind of puts you on the spot. I'm sorry.
Hi, Samantha.
I'm so sorry.
That's such a broad question. No, I understand. Like, it's hard because they say never meet your idols, right? And I've worked with so many of them, but like they've actually never really disappointed me. There's one person who disappointed me that I worked with, and they weren't even my idol. So it's like I don't know where that phrase comes from, but all the people I worked with are great. But favorite is such a general term because funniest would be Josh Brolin by far. Most caring, like I feel like he really genuinely cared about me, is like almost like a daughter, is Jason Momoa. But the sickest person I think I've ever met, like inside and out, and most mysterious yet like also revealing, yet also like I want to be him, is Benicio del Toro for sure.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
And then who I want to be when I grow up is Eva Longoria. That's it. I want to be her when I grow up.
That's an awesome lineup. That's an awesome line. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with us, answering questions. I know you got a busy schedule. So much.
Oh yeah, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. It's crazy.
If you can give people well, obviously everybody's like sheltering in place right now. If you can give them some, some words of encouragement, like to push through this whole thing, like what would you say?
Specifically, I think I have a cousin who is a nurse who is currently working at the hospital. I'm really worried about her. I'm worried about my family in general because I got a lot of immunocompromised people that I'm living with. So I think it's just like, it's really hard, but you have to not think about yourself for like a minute. You have to think about others for a minute if you're trying to stay home. Like that's what made it easier for me. But yeah, I feel really bad for a lot of people out there who are like struggling. So every time I think I got it bad, I think, oh, everyone's going through the same thing. So I'm just gonna think about it like that. It's all about perspective. So that's kind of, because we're all going through it, right? We're all bored out of our minds. We're all wake up and we're like, oh, it's time for Instagram, So it's Instagram time. That's what I gotta look forward to today. So I think it's just trying new things and then trying not to fight with your family every like 5 minutes.
Facts. For sure.
I've never argued with my family this much, but it's also kind of fun at the same time. But,
yeah. It's memories. It's memories that you're creating.
It's memories, exactly. Gotta get off my phone too. I gotta work on that. I've been on my phone way too much. Gotta start living.
Right. Well, yeah. I appreciate you hanging out with us and answering questions. You're super dope. You're super sweet. We really appreciate your time. And I hope that you come to visit us. You can bring your dog with you. I hope you come to visit us in the Bay when all this stuff is wrapped up, all right?
Okay. Thank you so much. It was really, really nice meeting you. You're super cool, too. I'm excited to meet you in person when all this is over. But
right, when it's over.
Stay healthy. Use Vicks Vapor Rub everywhere.
For sure, right?